Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. I so appreciate you being here, and I'm really excited for today's video. I originally was gonna be posting a a reading vlog today, but I actually want to do a little bit more with that vlog before I post it. So one of the books in the vlog I was just like not a huge fan of, and I just wasn't quite ready to post that. So instead today I figured we could do some book stuff together. So right now I'm actually about to work on my reading journal. I am so behind on my reading journal. I don't think I've picked this thing up since January. So it's kind of perfect to today touch base together and just do a huge overhaul of yeah, everything going on in my book journal. It's really boring on the outside. She's also, I'm just realizing now, I got some, I think this is glue on it from when I was like gluing the pages in. But yeah, I figured we could go through, we could update her. And then a little bit later today, I thought maybe we could go to the bookstore together and kind of explore that a little bit. I have not been to Barnes & Noble in so long, so I thought that could be really fun. But it is a dark, gloomy day here where I live, and I thought it could be nice to just put on a little YouTube video, kind of zone out, do my book journal, and then this can just be a little like peaceful background video for you. I'm not gonna do a lot of talking. I might kind of explain my book journal page by page as I go. I am working on this kind of as I, you know, have the time and feel the motivation to do it. I really am not trying to hold myself too accountable to update it like every single month. I usually kind of have maybe every other month a time where I go through and update everything because I just find for me it makes a lot more sense to kind of get everything out and you know, make a big mess like maybe once a month, once every other month, instead of like every kind of time I have an update on a book. So anyway, yeah, I will really quick before we dive in just kind of go through the pages in my book journal. So the first page is my library, and this is still blank. My goal is to put on here every book that I have read, but that is quite daunting to kind of start with, and also having not done this like as I finish each book, because I started this kind of at the beginning of the year. So I'm just gonna be filling this in as I have the time. I've kind of already started in Canva working on all the covers I want to like print out and put on here. I am not an excellent drawer, so yeah, you'll see like in the next page, my TBR library, where I have tried to like draw in every single one. It's just like not the cutest thing. I actually have a spot right here, you can see, where I like actually glued like a piece of paper over like a mistake I made. So yeah, I do prefer to print things out if I can, which takes us to our DNF graveyard. And you can see I had originally gotten glossy paper, but my printer I don't think is super compatible. Like the ink is not super compatible with that paper, so these were like bleeding, so I did just end up putting a little bit of tape over it. But this is my DNF graveyard. Then we have, I did actually start this at the very end of 2025. So I did go ahead and fill out my 2025 Hall of Fame. So these are kind of my top books of 2025 that I read, which is really fun. I enjoyed doing that. Then we have my 2026 book bingo. This is one we will update today. Again, this one has, did I put tape over this? No, this one has bled a little bit. You can kind of see like, yeah, but that's okay. I left this page blank for that reason, so no big deal. But yeah, I actually think that we have maybe quite a few to update on here. So yeah, we'll have to go through that. And then next I have my 2026 Hall of Fame. So we might be able to update this. I need to look through the books that I've read this year and see if there's any that need to be added. And then I have my series tracker, and this definitely needs to be updated. We can add our next 3 ACOTAR books. We can add that I have finished Onyx Storm, for example. And yeah, we can kind of go through all of the books that I have read. If I've started any new series, I'll add those. If I finished a series, I will cross it out. So you can see here, this is not necessarily like a series, but these were like 2 Junie's coming down the stairs. These are like 2 standalones, kind of in the same universe. So I kind of included them as a series. But yeah, we can update that. And this is kind of like a little, like that. So I have room to add. Then I have, book club for 2026. So I need to actually put in our book club books and what I rated them. So we have DNF, 1 star, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have 2026 reading goal. So I actually have read 7 books, so I actually need to go through and color these in. Now I will say one thing about this is sometimes I like this first book, I think is Deep Cuts. I immediately read and then rated 5 stars and then immediately updated this, which is also kind of why I don't like to do it, because I kind of went back and I think I ended up rating it like a 4.25 or something like that, which I think in this case, if it's a 4.5 and above, I'll just do a 5 star because I didn't do half points. But if it's a 4.5 and below, I'm gonna do a 4, and then same thing. So if it's like a 3.5 and above, I'll do 4. If it's a 3.5 and below, I'll do 3, you know, and so it goes. So yeah, here are my color ratings. So not the end of the world, but again, I would just prefer to be more accurate. Then we have my book of the year. So I have not filled anything out in this. So I need to go through and put my books in, and I need to pick a book for January and a book for February. So we have a lot to update there. And yeah, then we kind of move, hello Junie, thank you for joining us. Then we move, sorry, as I was saying, then we move to my January spread. So this was my TBR for January and my January cover. And then this was kind of my page for Deep Cuts because I ended up really liking it. So I ended up doing a spread for that. And then yeah, that's all I've done. So I need to do a February page. I know it's after the fact, but it's just kind of fun. I like documenting it. So I'm going to do a February page, and then I think I'm also going to do a March page. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get that updated and see if we want to do any kind of spreads. It's just a little collage I made in Canva and then print it out. This is a sticker, so works really well. I ended up getting some matte paper, so it is not bleeding into the next page, which is a win. So anyway, yeah, I am going to stop talking, put on a little YouTube video, and then you can just kind of watch the process as I go.
My husband, I'm happy to see my husband.
Okay, guys, and that wraps up updating the reading journal. I will zoom out and just show you the pages that we updated. That was really fun. I'm glad you guys were able to kind of come along and watch me do that. I think it motivated me to really like jump back into it and get everything finished. So first we filled in more of our book bingo. I really try to only do one spot per book. I feel like that's kind of like the rules, I guess. But yeah, so over 500 pages. I read a couple that were over 500 pages, but I think for this one I was considering Onyx Storm, bestseller. I was considering From Blood and Ash, made into a movie. I know Love Hypothesis is going to be made into a movie. Romantic fantasy, that can be Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. Enemies to Lovers, Leave Me Behind, or Your Knife My Heart, either of those. And then same thing, part of a series. I guess I'll do Leave Me Behind for Enemies to Lovers, and part of a series, Your Knife My Heart. But yeah, I had a lot of duplicates for this one because over 500 pages, I think I've had like 3 books that could fit that. Bestseller, same thing. Romantic fantasy, same thing. Enemies to Lovers, same thing. Part of a series, same thing. Those are a lot of my kind of favorite tropes. I think we maybe could have argued slow burn, but again, I'm really trying to do like 1 book per thing, and I do read a lot of slow burn, so I think that is pretty good. But yeah, we're looking pretty nice. I think if we read a book with a pink cover, which I don't know if the 3 Lives of Kate K counts, but we'll look at it maybe next month and do this again and just kind of see. But yeah, if we get one more, a book with a pink cover, maybe we'll look at that when we go to Barnes & Noble today, see if we can find a pink cover book I'm excited to read. Or honestly, nonfiction, probably not gonna happen. But I don't know, maybe we'll try to just fully fill this in this year because I think book bingo is going to happen pretty quick. So we did that. I did go ahead and put my first book in the Hall of Fame. I will say one thing I do for these is like I won't do multiple books in a series typically. I mean, unless like, for example, I hated one of the books in the series, maybe I'll like add a little note and make a caveat. But like if you look back at 2025 for Heat of the Everflame, this actually for me kind of encompasses pretty much most of the series. But yeah, so I think that kind of covers that. But yeah, we updated our Hall of Fame. I usually will just put my rating. It's going to be above a 4, usually almost always a 5. This one was like just shy of a 5, so I felt like it was really good for the first one. Started me on a new fantasy series that I've been really enjoying. And then I just do a little blurb. I updated my series tracker. We added all the new ACOTAR books we're going to be getting. I added the 4th Empyrean book that not Sarah J. Maas, that Rebecca Yarros is currently writing. I checked off Onyx Storm. Let's see, what else did we do? Oh, I added the From Blood and Ash series here. And then I do think I'm gonna read the side series, which is why I left a blank, because I know you're supposed to read the first 3 and then go into like a spinoff series, I believe. So I left the space here. I didn't go ahead and put it in because I haven't started it, and who knows, maybe I'll DNF it and then I don't want it on here. So I just left that. And then I did go ahead and put the Dark Forces. I included Leave Me Behind just since it is kind of like in part of that world. But I did Your Knife My Heart and My Blade Your Back. And yeah, that's the only one I have left there, which is exciting. I think I might actually need my extra series page. I hope I don't have to like stuff a bunch of extra paper in here. I honestly did not expect this to expand so quickly. So then I updated my book club spread. I am a little worried about like filling this up, but I think I might just have to like overlap and it's gonna be fine. It's just kind of meant to document our book club books. I filled in the books for my reading goal. I'm at 7 so far for the year, out of 30, which is my main goal. And I colored those in. So I've had a lot of 5 stars. I did round up for the sake of this tracker. But I'm pretty sure all like, this was a 4, this was a 5, and then these were for like 0.25 or 0.5 or something like that. And then same thing. So this is a 3 and this is a 3, but I think this one really should be a 2, but it's okay. And then I updated my book of the year. So the winner for January of all the books I read was, of course, Onyx Storm. And then the winner for the book of February that I read was A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. And then between those two, I had to do it. Onyx Storm. That series is too good. So that's where we're at so far. Onyx Storm is in our running for book of the year. And then I'll update this in the end of March, and then hopefully we'll, you know, keep going with that. Then if we're flipping through, we have our February TBR and then our February spread. I kept this very, very simple. I am not an artist, so I really like these to stay simple. Otherwise, I kind of get overwhelmed and end up kind of hating the way they look. So my February TBR was from Blood and Ash, Your Knife, My Heart, Love Hypothesis, and technically Blue Sisters, but I ended up bumping that to March. So I actually did fully fulfill my TBR for February if you don't count me bumping Blue Sisters. And then I did a little spread from Blood and Ash and A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, and I put a little, you know, note about how that was a bonus book for me this month. And then here is March, same thing. I just like to keep it really simple. I know it's flipped, but just, you know, whatever. And this is my March TBR. So this is Crown of Gilded Bones, Insatiable, which is our book club book, The 3 Lives of Kate K, and Blue Sisters. So that is what our March TBR is looking like. So we will see. I am excited to kind of see where we end off March and to do another book journal video together. But that's kind of it for now until we head to the bookstore. So I'll see you there.
in public, but I'm in the fantasy section, so I feel safe. I think maybe our goals for today are going to be to find maybe a fun book with a pink cover. I'm very open to like looking in the romance section, and then just looking for any new releases. Those are my two goals. So I'm going to just do a little B-roll because this is very scary to me, but I might check back in with you if I find a couple books I want to get. So let's look. Yay.
almost buying this and then not. I think I'm gonna do it.
You guys, the kids section at Barnes & Noble gives me so much nostalgia. I'm obviously not going to go film over there because kids, but I love it. It reminds me so much of being a little kid. Anyway, I'm hiding in the sales section, by the way. But I found 2 books I think I'm going to get. So the first one is Heavenly Bodies. I've heard of this. I don't know a lot about it though, but reading the back, it sounds so interesting. Very up my alley. I've been very into romantasy lately. And then the next one is The Bridge Kingdom, which, sorry, that's a horrible way to show you. I have also heard amazing things, and I have almost bought this book like 5 times and haven't done it, so today's the day. Anyway, no pink covers, unfortunately, but we found a couple good options to maybe explore next time. So we have a pretty big TBR anyway, so we have some time until next month to maybe pick a summary book. Maybe we can see what happens. But anyway, I think I'm gonna head out. But I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you coming with me.
guys, we just did our little book haul. I think you saw where I discussed what I was buying. I did get Heavenly Bodies and The Bridge Kingdom, and I have a $5 reward next time I go, so that's a win. Definitely sign up for points if you haven't already. And the sun came out, so all around things are looking up. I so appreciate you coming with me to Barnes & Noble and doing my book journal with me. I don't know if I'm gonna have anything else for today. If I do anything bookish before I edit this, I might toss it in, but you know, I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go grocery shopping, and then I think I'm gonna go home and maybe clean, rest, who knows, whatever I'm feeling. So I appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, comment, all of those things. I love reading all the comments. I love seeing all the interaction and meeting new book besties. So I so appreciate you being here. I will say, filming in public is scary, so I'm gonna keep working on it. I'm gonna work on it, and we'll get better and better. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. I love you. Bye. Hello. Please ignore how crazy I look. This is a brief message from Editing Bella. I just wanted to come on here and say I know that this video is a day late, technically kind of following my previous schedule, but I do think from now on I am going to go ahead and just be posting on Fridays. I have Thursday off, so that gives me time to edit and film anything extra I need to, which is really nice. So I think from now on you can expect a video from me on Friday. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to jump in, say that. Otherwise, everything else is going to be exactly the same, and I will see you next Friday for a new video. Thank you.